Welcome, Bruktawit Tigabu, the co-founder of Whiz workshop. We are glad to have you on this interview. I am Adil Mohammed Saad from Qatar University on behalf of Learner's Voice of the Whiz 2011 Summit. So I want to ask you, and I have attended a debate you had spoken about the workshop. Could you just elaborate and tell us what were the motives to begin such an initiative, and how do you find yourself, just in brief?
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. My project is called, I have different program, but Whiz Workshop I founded with my husband in 2005. The whole idea of Whiz Workshop is how can we get education in a mass scale for children in Ethiopia, especially for children under age 7, because the school system starts from age 7 and they start grade 1 with no preparation. There's no public preschool or public kindergarten. So kids come with no preparation for school and drop out of school. So they're, we are setting up them for failure if we are not preparing them for school. And how can we do that for millions of children at once? And that's how we came up with High Loves Learning. It's a television show, educational television show for that age group. And it's based on research and in local language and with different educational objectives. And we broadcast in national television and reach up to 5 million children.
Great. For how long have you been doing this?
Since 2005, but the show was on air starting 2006.
Yeah, great. So could you just, as students, we want to know, and to take such a radical reform in terms of initiatives, what were the challenges that faced you and how you overcome them?
The challenges are, we have constant challenges. You overcome one and then another one pop up. But the major challenge we have is the finance and also the platform. Financial is, not many people work on early childhood education, so it's hard to find people who can support us to, cover the cost of production. We have a partnership with the national television where we disseminate this program, but it's not always smooth to keep that relationship going, have educational program always on the channel. These are the major thing, but we also have, infrastructure problem. We might not have power than, every other day, or we don't have enough resource in terms of equipment or people. But we try to manage with what we have to bring, creative and innovative way to teach children.
So you are just giving another lesson that nothing can stop you if there is a will and there is that commitment to do something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. So I would just want to ask you, how was the reaction of the population to that thing, your audience? How did they find it, and how are they appreciating what you're doing? Do you find like their numbers increasing with years, or how do you keep them into your program and make them bring another audience?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How do you do about marketing?
Yeah. The program, when we launched it, we actually didn't know how successful it would be, because when we started, my husband and I started in our living room, and we did it all by ourselves, most of the thing, like the audio, the video, the animation. So when we went to the broadcaster and other vendors to help us, we still don't know how the children will react. So, but we did do some research with children and and focus group to see if they liked it or not, and that the feedback was good. So once we are on air, it was instant hit, like all the childs know the character. They love the show. They even quote, from the show saying, Zahai did this, so I'm gonna do that. Zahai is my friend. And
Zahai means in your language sun, right?
Yeah,
the sun.
And she is the main character of the program.
Okay, great.
So she's like a role model for them.
Okay.
So it was very powerful and very, immediately become very popular. Not only in children to the target age group, which is up to age 8,
yeah,
but even 14 years old, 15 years old children writing us later saying, we love to watch more and can you make it longer and things like that. So it was very encouraging. Even parents saying, how do you manage to convince my child to wash his hands so fast? I've been telling him every day to wash his hand, but now you watch your program, he does it and he tells me to wash my hands too, So it's actually influential that children not only getting the message, but also they are influencing their parents.
So it's kind of entertaining, but educating at the same time.
They don't even notice that they have been educated because they're so into the program. They, engaged and they love it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining, but they don't even realize they've been taught. So that's how education should be. The whole idea of education, it should be fun, so that they love to learn, and the whole idea of Zahai loves learning is Zahai learn from anything, everything from her village, from her parents, from everywhere in a fun way, and that's how we should engage with our children, and that's how learning should be. So in terms of keeping our popularity and the engagement with the children, we have a testing method that each program is actually scoring at least more than 60% of comprehension level of the children. So which means we design a program, we test it, and make sure the children understood at least 60 to 80% of what we are trying to communicate. And we've been keeping that score. So we are very happy with the results, and it's very popular, and we keep to communicate this way.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. Very innovative. So I have a question, and it's at this time where technology and the pace of the world is going too fast, how do you use the new technology, say YouTube, to broadcast your show not only for the Ethiopian audience, but even to go beyond the boundaries?
And we really consider that because some of the content actually relevant not only to Ethiopia but for other African countries or worldwide, like being honest or being truthful or hardworking. It's not something should be only for Ethiopians.
Yeah, it's for all humans.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And some contents like health issue about hygiene or malaria applies to other African countries as well, or development countries in development. So what we we're hoping is that we want to share what we've done for the rest of the world, and we do put some our program on YouTube. But in Ethiopia, the internet infrastructure is not strong enough to use that medium, which is a very powerful medium, internet yet. But we hope, we can share at least.
Yeah, hopefully. I wish you all the best. So I have another question. The speaker on this session, on a session at this summit in Whiz, what is your take on this summit? How do you think it relates to what you have done, and what are the new ideas from the other innovators like you who have come and took the panel with you? How do you relate yourself and what you have learned from this summit, and your assessment of this summit on how it is going well or not? So just give us a brief feedback of what you have been witnessed for these 3 days.
I think this 3 days has been an amazing experience for me personally. I think it was the best effort I've seen in a long time, on education, to bring all these brilliant people about, and working hard on education in different form in one place, and exchanging idea and how to shape the future of learning, and how to reform and to be innovative about ideas, being not schooling but learning. And it's just amazing. That's what we need really. Sometimes we work in our own limited way in our circle. Sometimes it's hard to see the bigger vision, and that's what it did. I think 2011, the Whiz Summit brought up like the ideas to open up to, how you can learn and teach without limitation and thinking globally, like, as one family, how can we interact and what the future learning should be. And, those kind of discussions should be also not only once a year, but should be ongoing. And that's what this platform is. And I'm very thankful for the organizers, and I hope it will continue. And for me, I think it opened up lots of ideas and questions, and I have a lot of thinkings to do and lots of ideas to sink in, because it's been a really a powerful for me.
We share the same impression about this one. Bruktawit, it's my pleasure to have you with me and to have interviewed you, actually, such an intellectual and innovative person. And thank you very much
Thank
for
you
the
so much.
For the opportunity, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.